Show 'em what you got, girl. Look at this girl. Look how she look. Come on, man. Vicky, the stage is yours.
Thank
All
you,
the
Mr.
best.
Slim, Son Banani. Good evening, good afternoon. Obviously, I'm missing Israeli vibe for the past 30 minutes. I'm going to continue. Yeah, so my name is Vicky Montana, Vicky from the South Side, Vicky Mont. When God and the money leave, we follow. I'm going to be giving you guys a performance of like 2 songs. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy MASECHABA's masterclass as well. And you must take notes, ne? You mustn't take information and don't use it. It's going to be useless, Ankar. But anyways, let's go. So this is Lose. You can stream it. You can download it. La Lela. And let's go. You don't wanna play with my heart and my mind, got a lot to lose, a lot to lose. You don't wanna play with my heart and my mind, got a lot to lose, a lot to lose. Tapping right in my way, but I don't fucking compensate. I just stand on business, better off just kind of sway. Never been my thing to be kind corners any kind of way. Shit, I got a lot to stay. I just really fly away. Mama keeping tabs on me, I should tears with racks on me. I got that they can't call me. I am never ever lonely. Love your business anyways. Losing favorites anyways. You don't wanna play with my heart, my mind, and I got a lot to lose, a lot to lose. You don't wanna play with my heart, my mind, and I got a lot to lose, a lot to lose. So, Alena, guys, I want you to dance on your seats because I want to say, like, you guys are classy. Ngixolela abantu abanemisebenzi ne. Ama 925 ngiyanibona. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you guys my last performance before the masterclass. Yeah, man. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, M Studios, ABSA. Yes, shout out. So this is Switch Sides is actually unreleased. Yeah. I couldn't really switch sides sometimes, but I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna pay back no price. No eye for an eye. I couldn't really switch sides sometimes, but I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna pay back no price. No eye for an eye. You have no idea how much darkness that I had to fight to make it here. My losses that I took, I never thought I'd still be here. My enemies are sitting in my table, grab a chair. You stabbed me in the back, I took it out, it humbled me, I wanna pay you back. Evil for no evil, I don't wanna play with that. I'm moving in the light, a heavy weight, I leave it there. I couldn't really switch sides sometimes, but I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna pay back no price. No eye for a night. I couldn't really switch sides sometimes, but I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna pay back no price. No eye for a night. 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 no eyes for tonight. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we just one more time for Vicky Montana. Jeez. Jeez, that was incredible. You know what I mean? What a way to get the juices flowing, Yana. You know what I mean? Oh, that was amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, once again, thank you for taking the time to be here. I just want to run through the house rules for today. Just one more question. Sorry about that, guys. So just from a running order perspective, né? So we're gonna host the session now. We're gonna start the session after the session. Our session is gonna run for about 40 minutes. Then Usiswetu is gonna do something really, really dope where she wants to engage with you guys. Nah, so she's gonna engage with you guys, and she has a couple of questions that she wants to ask. So don't be nervous, don't be shy, right? We want this session to be engaging and interactive. Cool? And then after that, we're gonna jump into the Q&A. This is where you guys are then gonna get an opportunity to ask the questions that you wanna ask. Cool? Now, from a house rules perspective, I just want to make sure that the people are seated. So if you are over that side, guys, can we just close up the coffee because we're about to start? Last one. Last one. Okay, cool. So please, can we make sure that our phones are on silent? Now, you can see that we are in production. Now, so if you haven't yet, please make sure that your phone is on silent. If you do need to step out and use the bathroom is over on that way. Nah? Which way? There we go. All right. At least there's some Migos fans in here, right? So the bathroom's going to be over in that way. If you need to step out, please just make sure that you are avoiding the cameras. Nah? Make sure that you're avoiding the cameras. Like I said, make sure that the phones are on silent, right? And for those who don't know, I just want to reiterate this quickly. I have 1 minute to do it. I want to make sure that if you don't know yet, to get access into the space, you can get it for free. The resources that we have here to be able to shoot your own content, to be able to record your own music, to be able to do voiceovers if you want to, right? You can get access to that for free as long as you have an APSA account. So once you have an APSA account, that gives you access to this entire space, right? And not just the recording spaces, but the master classes themselves. We have networking sessions, which are incredible also, right? So I want to make sure that by the end of the session, you guys are equipped with information and an ability to step into your careers ASAP. Cool? All right, all right, all right, all right. Now, I think I've done all the announcements that need to be done. Production, are you guys ready? I think they need a minute. I think they need a minute. I think they need a minute. But as production is getting ready, I think, guys, I want to reiterate this, that today's session is not about being perfect. It's really about the pillars to propel you, right? I will encourage everybody here, if your phone wasn't charged, I hope you charged your phone. I hope you charge your phone, and I hope you take the time to write the notes, because the conversation me and MASECHABA had just about from branding to owning your voice, to owning your story, right? To being a woman in this industry, to business, right? There is so much insights that are gonna come out of today. We want this to be fun, we want it to be engaging, but most importantly, we want you to be able to walk away from today's session with actual tools, right? With actual insights to help you launch your career today, right? So make sure that you're taking notes, make sure that you are learning, and we're here to learn from each other. We'll have the session. Right after we have the session, we're going to do a Q&A. The Q&A usually happens, T, there by you, ne? We're going to move around. Okay, cool. So we'll do a Q&A moving around. Now, when it comes to the Q&A, very, very, very important, right, is that we respect everybody's time, right? It's about telling your story. We had a whole room that you can tell your story. Now, at the Q&A time is not the time to tell your story. We gave you the platform to be able to do that, unless it aligns with the pillar that MASECHABA is going to be mentioning, right, where she needs to hear your story. But outside of that, you respect everybody's time. You come in, you ask your question, and we learn from each other. Cool? So that's not an opportunity for you to pitch for the job that you want or for, you know what I mean? That's not that time. It's a time for us to learn from each other in the room and learn from someone who's taken the time to be here. Cool? All right. Guys, you ready to rock? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bali, cue the music as we put our hands together for the one and only MASECHABA. How are you doing? Let me give you my mic. Let me get another mic, because this mic now, I've tested it. It sounds like it's good for you. Nah? Let me get another mic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Slim, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that very warm welcome. I really appreciate it. And I'm truly honored to be here today for the APSA Masterclass. I'm really, really honored. And thank you all for making time for yourselves. A round of applause for yourselves.
Definitely, definitely. And doesn't she look amazing? Right?
Shout out to Boza.
Guys, you know, I
Proud
literally
South African stylist, by the way. She's right there.
What?
There, right there.
Can we show love to her? Can we show love to her? My goodness. Literally, guys, we had our briefing session there. And when the session was done, I'm like, Sam, you can't look like this. And then I'm going to go change. Let me go to the mall and go find some clothes. So that
He literally said that. He's not lying.
But Sis Mom, thank you for taking the time to be here. Very much appreciated. I want to dive right into it, right? I think the first point that I want us to dive into is owning your voice. I think owning your voice is one of the, in fact, finding your voice is one of the hardest things. In a time where social media can be so distracting, life can be so distracting, you almost don't know what is the right voice to listen to. And you almost don't know what your own voice sounds like. So can you tell us, what was the journey of you finding your voice?
Thank you so much for that question, Slim. You know, it's a very interesting journey that I've walked. And the reason why I am able to present myself internationally, because we're not just, this is a room of beautiful people in here, but we are in an international room because we're live streaming and we are on the World Wide Web. And the reason why I'm able to sit on such platforms and talk about my brand is because of the journey that I've walked. I love this video that you guys have put together that you're playing in the background. It all started with the picture that you all know. And I wish we could freeze frame on that image, right? Like, I think most of you know that image, Elikodi Saluni Ngaufela from Hillbrow to Nigeria. I swear to God. So, so that picture is literally an image that reflects my journey. Let me take it from the beginning. So when I started out in this industry, The story is very long, so I'm going to cut it short. I was the first female to rock. It was first a brush cut on ENCA. That's where I was. It was E-News Africa. We launched a Pan-African platform. And on the day that I decided to show up to work, I'd cut off my hair because I was transitioning. I've got very rich hair. Like I had very long hair. I used to do different styles and things like that. But relax, relax has always been something that's been sold to us as Black people and Black women particularly. But though, I mean, I'm not advocating for people to not relax their hair. Me, I'm talking about my journey. I was tired of putting chemicals in my hair. And I decided to just shave off my hair, and I went to work one day. Bambita's meeting, guys. Bantwarala meeting. The executives. Bare Aneva.
For cutting your hair?
Yes, for cutting my hair because they said it didn't fit. And I'm not going to mention names, but it was a white woman who was the editor-in-chief at the time, and she said, "There's no way. This is not the ethos or what the style guide, because never the weave." Yeah. So Bantarala meeting, and then I was told I was put in a meeting with men and this woman, and I must wear a wig before I go on air. I was a primetime news anchor. And I chilled and I listened to these people and I thought, like, you know, these people are panicking as if I'm having a meltdown or I'm going through a crisis. I mean, I just decided to be me. And you'd swear I dyed my hair green or something, you know? And then it took one white man. It was a white man who said, "But guys, though, hold on a second. But look at her. She's beautiful."
Come on.
Yeah, shout out to him. And this is after I told them that I'm not wearing a wig. You wear a wig and you go and read the news. And I said this to the Black man who was also siding with the white woman. So, cut a long story short, they gave me a chance to go on air and they said, "Let's see what the audience have to say about it." The reviews were amazing. And yeah. Yeah, that definitely deserves a round of applause. But the most important message about this particular story is that it takes courage. Had I been thinking, I mean, look, let's be real. We also have politics of the stomach as well. Salary and where our next income is going to come from. I could have easily lost my job because as much as I was established, I wasn't the MASECHABA that you know today. But I took a risk and I decided I'm not going to continue being who I'm not. Never. So that's where my journey began. And for you to see the picture that you saw on the video behind me, which is internationally renowned, when you look up like famous female fade, like it's, you know, guys, if I could collect my money from all these salons, I wouldn't even have time for you guys. I'd be rich. Hey now. So the most important thing to take away from this particular story is that, oh, and by the way, my agent almost dumped me because she said to me, "MASECHABA, you'll never get another job with no hair. You will never get another job." And guess what? That was the beginning of my career.
Jeez. And can I ask, how long ago was that?
So I've been in the game for 20 years. I was about in my early 20s. I'm 42 now. So I think I was about 20, it was about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then ever since then, if you've seen how I have inspired so many Black females to own their crown.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And like I said, I need to be clear about the fact that we shouldn't be policing women's hair. Now I'm saying, if you feel like, I mean, sometimes I wear wigs. If you feel like waking up and wearing a wig, or you want to, you know, wear a weave or whatever, do you, boo. I'm not coming from the position of like I'm an advocate for natural hair. I'm saying be an advocate for who you are.
For sure. For sure. I love that. I love that. And Can I just take it just a little bit back from the entering the anchoring space, right? For someone who's here trying to tap into that space, right? Is there a certain education that you need to learn, or is it kind of like knowing the right people? Is it getting into an agency? You getting into that gig? How did that happen?
Well, it's a little bit of both, because in terms of my journey and how I made it happen, it's very interesting. I wouldn't advise you to do exactly what I did. You might land yourself in jail, okay?
I want to hear this.
So I started my broadcasting career at Urban Brew Studios. How many of you know Urban Brew? Yes, and I was one of the lucky few to be mentored by Danny Ferreira, who is the founder of Urban Brew, right? He no longer owns Urban Brew, he sold it. But I was lucky to be hired by that man. And so how I did it was when I made a decision, because some people know, and I hope most people don't know, that I started acting. And I only did it because I needed the money. Wabo. I enjoyed it, but something kept nagging at me. It's the voice of God. You know, when God has planted a seed inside of you and you're not going in the direction that you're supposed to be going, no matter what you are doing and no matter how great it looks. I mean, generations. When generations was at its peak, libo tau, libo karabo, achimoroka. You understand? So for me to resign from that, when I had my own green room that I was sharing with Linda Sokulu. Do you know Linda Sokulu? Hey guys, naked more pagati inside. But because God had planted the seed and I couldn't continue to go down that path, and I prayed about it because I knew I had to use my voice for what it was intended to do. I'm not meant to be on television for the sake of being on television. It's nice to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like Oprah once said, it's a nice job. It does come with a lot of perks. But I wasn't moving in the right direction. So I ended up resigning, and I decided that because I studied journalism for a reason. I wanted to use my voice for the purpose that God had intended. And that means that I can't just be out here being on TV for the sake of being famous. I needed to live purposefully. I needed to be on TV on purpose. So with that said, when I knocked on the door of Eben Broom, I was already doing a show. Oh God, this is so embarrassing. There was a show that I was doing. It was a wrestling show. A wrestling show. And I was, those girls that are holding up the placards.
No way. Hey, you suka good.
Look at him. Look, he's so shocked. He's like, MASECHABA. Yeah, and I had to wear these little skimpy. I had really hot thighs. I still have hot thighs. So I would walk around with the placard, and I was there. It's like a glorified MC, Rabo. But even then, like, I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I went to Urban Brew. I went in every single day. I tried to get an appointment with Danny Ferreira because I'd done my research on the company. That's rule number one. Do your research. Once you know where you want to be, don't go ask for a job. When you speak to people, you appeal to their interests. You don't tell them what you need, what you want. You tell them what value you can add to the organization. And the only way you can do that is when you know the organization. But sadly for me, I didn't get an appointment with Danny. But you know what I did next? I parked outside Urban Brew at 5 a.m. in the morning because I realized that this guy arrives at work at like 5:30. And when he walked in, he comes before the PA. So when he walked in, I said, sir, I'm so sorry to ambush you like this. I told him my name and I told him what I'm here for. And I said, I can add value to your business. And here's how.
Come on.
At the end of that conversation, you know what he said? When can you start?
Something is wrong with you.
I'm not a stalker.
So, oh man, that is incredible. That is incredible. And I just want to ask, man, There's something so powerful you spoke about there about you knew your purpose. Nah? And I think we are in such a time where we're living in a time where we are constantly questioning our purpose because we think purpose is a straight road. Now, we always think that, okay, because I'm in my purpose, it means if I just keep going like this, right? We don't understand that even when you're in your purpose, you're going to lose money. Even when you're in your purpose, JMP
important thing. And you know, Renane, we are in a very advantaged position because we have things called Wi-Fi. You know, I love what I see with what we're doing here at AM Studios, right? Where there is an institution that actually provides a space for free where there's Wi-Fi. And even for the gents and the ladies that are afraid to come in, I always see them huddled outside here connecting to the Wi-Fi for free. So you don't have an excuse, you know? And the reason I speak about Wi-Fi is because I'm speaking about global connectivity, right? Access to resources is in the palm of your hands. It's not that you don't have access, it's that what are you doing with the access that you have? You know, because I see a lot of people, and especially young people, who spend a lot of time online, but what are they doing online? You understand? Do you understand, Awuti? You can actually excel and increase your base of knowledge more than a person who's got a degree in this life with that thing in your hands. It doesn't matter what model it is. It doesn't matter what gadget you have. If you've got a device, you can connect to the internet, the World Wide Web. Use it wisely. So that's the first thing for me, right?
Yes.
And when I speak about this, I mean that if you are an actor or an actress and you've been trying to get into the agencies, and the top ones don't just take just anybody.
Yes.
Then just do a monologue. It's called a monologue, where you write a script for yourself, do a 30-second thing, a 1-minute thing, put it on social media. How do you think Justin Bieber was discovered? He was discovered on social media. You understand? I love what I see nowadays. If you are an anchor, I mean, there's a young lady who's trending who had submitted her, I don't know if she submitted it, but she used her social media to create an audition for Top Billing. What's her name?
Oh, wow.
Who? Oh, Mazeleni. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. Yes. And now she was trending on Twitter. And she's
Yes.
still trending because she used her social media to basically put her craft on her platforms and to get herself out there. She didn't wait for SABC to come to her,
Yes.
but
Yes.
SABC will come to her if they're smart.
Oof, 100%, 100%. And just jumping into social media a little bit now. I mean, you have a massive following, right, on social media. And I can imagine that can be sometimes a little bit overwhelming, right? It can be difficult for people that are on here and want to maximize social media to say, okay, but they're afraid that their followers are not enough, right? And I think that's when you enter the game of consistency, right? And consistency is when no one is watching, right? Can you think of a time where you had to be consistent, right, in something and nobody's watching? Do you have a story maybe where you are going through often a transition and you have to be consistent and nobody's watching? And what was the outcome of that or the learning from that?
Oh, so what are trend there, Joan? So the first thing is, I'm going to break it down into two. The first thing is about the social media following. My number one advice is stop chasing followers. Let people follow you. I don't have a huge following because I went out of my way to get followers. Honestly, I didn't. I opened an Instagram account. I was new to the space. I didn't even know how it worked at the time. People started following me because they loved what I brought to the world, the value that I was adding. And before I knew it, honestly, I wasn't even watching how many followers I had. It's other people who are like, oh, every time they see my profile, you've got this many followers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was not even trying. All I was doing was being myself and living my highest expression and doing what I was meant to do on this earth. You understand? So my advice would be, do you, boo. Stop thinking about followers. Your tribe will find you and success will follow you. And the next thing, when you speak about a life story in terms of my journey with consistency, I am consistently me. It took a long time for me to find that voice because, you know, I suffered from imposter syndrome. How many of you know about imposter syndrome? Right? I suffered from imposter syndrome, feeling like, for those who don't know what that is, feeling lucky and forgetting that you're not lucky, you're blessed. It's a gift from God. Because you are now, yes, please clap for me. It's not luck, it's a gift. So the sooner we recognize that your purpose is embedded, it's a gift from God. When you underestimate yourself, you're underestimating God. Right? The sooner you own it, the further you can get, because you are crushing your own purpose and your own journey. So the importance of consistency for me is about being consistent, about voting for you, vote for yourself. And what I mean by that is that you need to wake up every single day understanding that you are not here for yourself. Yes, you are here to enjoy life. You are here to fulfill your dreams and to make money. Let's not shy away from the money conversation. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Ne? What will sustain us is the understanding that we are part of a higher calling, right? And that's what's going to sustain you even on the days when you don't feel like getting up in the morning. I still have those days. And that's what sustains me. Knowing Hore, I know who I am and I know whose I am. Consistency comes from knowing who you are and thank you.
Oh man, I love that. I feel like I shouldn't even be on this. Can I leave you here and I can go there and sponge the information? Because that's incredible, man. I mean, I knew there would be a lot of insights, but this is amazing. It's truly, truly amazing. And with the chat of consistency and linking it to owning your voice, right? One of the things I've learned, right, being here in front of the mic, being in the industry, one of the hardest things when finding your voice and owning your voice is one, confidence, which you seem to have a whole lot of, and communication, right? I really love the story of when you met the owner or the person at Urban Brew, right? And your first link of communication wasn't how can you help me, it was how can I help you, right? And I want to find out from a communication, because a lot of us don't know, or a lot of people don't know how to communicate in the right way. Where do you find the way to communicate for you? The way that you are communicating is so good. It's so how is there anything that you study? Is there anything that you read? Is it self-affirmation where you stand in front of a mirror and talk and learn to communicate in a healthy way? How does one find a way to communicate the way that you're communicating?
Thank you for that, Slim. So it's all of the above.
Mhm.
I am a communication strategist, amongst many other things. Clock it.
I love it.
Guys, I've learned to clock it for myself. If you don't clock it for yourself, nobody's going to clock it for you. So, in terms of communications, it's very important to immerse yourself in, first of all, study. I'm not talking about formal education, which is also important if you're blessed enough to have that, great, pursue that. I'm talking about study the people that you aspire to be like. You know, so I am the woman that I've always wanted to be. Finally, round of applause. I am the woman that I've always wanted to be because I put in the work. I studied the women that inspired me. I'm talking about people like Lerato Mbele, Oprah Winfrey. Since I was a kid, I've just been studying these people, literally. My mom, we recently buried her in December. May her soul rest in peace.
Oh, man.
A gift that she gave me about 20 years ago was a whole entire series. Yeah, Oprah's best shows, because she knew that this is, has been my mentor since I was a child, because I saw a seed that was in her that's in me. Wabon. So identify, we've got access to information and resources. So identify, it starts by knowing who you are in the first place. Because you won't know who to study if you don't know who you are, right? So I'm going to give you some important tools and questions, and I want you to be brave enough to answer them for me. I get with through you, Chair. With your permission, we're going to be, asking you one or two questions to just get you to think and to give you an assignment that is more, because this is not a motivational talk. What Slim and I are doing here, thank you, APSA, thank you, AM Studios, is to equip you with life tools that are going to take you forward even into, the next chapter of your life, especially. And so, with that said, I would just like to emphasize the importance of making sure that you study where you want to be, but also going back to your question about consistency, you make sure that you are consistent. It's not about how you feel. It is about what you have committed yourself in terms of the seed.
Oof, I love that. I love that. That's so powerful. Now, Susama, you have gone from so many different jobs, right? Some we know, some we just found out. um, and being someone who has been in so many different spaces, what would you say is the common thread in between these jobs that you have been able to keep? To say, in this, once I use this here, I'm in another job, and this still is working for me. Whether it's communication, whether is there something you can identify that between these different jobs is the same thread that you're able to use?
Purpose. Did you see how quickly I was ready to answer that question? Purpose. Whether I was a talk show host on Power FM, hosting an award-winning, thank you, a drive time radio show
Yes.
on Metro FM,
Yes.
SAFM, to being a spokesperson, to a minister in the government, to opening my own beauty parlor now, Beauty by MASECHABA.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Transitioning from national media, international media, government, business, the one thread that is the commonality, the common factor between all of these things that I've done is purpose. Because even in the beauty business, it's not about how you look, it's about how you make people feel. If you do not feel good, you will not be able to conquer this life. When you look good, you feel. Thank you.
And I love that you spoke about the business side, right? Can I ask, how did that pivot happen, right? From you are an employee working for a number of different spaces, and you then say, I'm now going to dive into the beauty space. How does that happen?
Hey, very interesting question. So it came as a surprise. The transition from me coming from media, resigning from Newsroom Africa, and then Jiggy Jiggy, like a few weeks down the line, I'm launching my own beauty parlor, right? Weeks. It was a space of weeks, I think it was 4 weeks later. To be honest with you, what accelerated my decision to open the beauty parlor was the passing of my mother, because through her death, I literally learned to live, because we're living on borrowed time, right? I realized, wait, guys, we're not here forever. You can be afraid for the rest of your life, and then you're going to die afraid, and then what? So I needed to cut the cord of the existence that was toxic, that was holding me back. And I think many of you can probably relate to, you're doing something, now you're just doing it because it's money, it's an income, it's survival. But that very thing that you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing is the very thing that is sucking your lifeblood, right? And when God wants you to move, He will make the situation so uncomfortable, even painful, to the point where you have no choice. And He will use people And God bless those people. That's why I don't mention names of individuals. Because Gabonor Asiena, Satan. Or maybe Kibudim, who's the mama? Well, I understand. Hey, so never ever give individuals any credit for your journey. Remember that God is your CEO.
And then can I ask why the beauty space?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I've always been a beautiful. I love you. You can stay. Who said that? Yes, I've always been beautiful, but I've always loved the beauty space. I've been particularly passionate about nail art. And in fact, in COVID, I bought myself an entire kit. And honestly, and this goes to talking about business and fulfilling a purpose. The reason why I bought myself the kit was because I couldn't find nail artists that could do the things I wanted to do. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of nail technicians in South Africa and the world. There are very few nail artists. Labona manala gager. I can more. Beauty by MASECHABA. Ne? So what I did was, because I'm an artist, I'm a born artist, I decided to teach myself how to do it. Ne?
Wow.
Yes. And then also the second thing is that I've been in the broadcasting space for 20 years. So it's not just about journalism or storytelling or news or current affairs. It's about presentation. You know how much time I spend beautifying myself? Guys, I don't wake up like this, eh? Don't let Beyonce fool you. I woke up like this. I did not wake up like this. This is a speciality. This is a craft. This takes time. I respect you guys so much that I sat for an hour doing this makeup, looking this good. And this has been the trajectory of my career. So it's inevitable.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Now, from journalism, right, to your own business, right, these are spaces that are heavily male dominated, right, especially the business space, right, which I can imagine is incredibly challenging, right. We are seeing a spike in a lot more women being independent, a lot more women wanting to start their own businesses, right? But they are too afraid because there's always the man that is dictating this is how it's going to go. You live by my rules, or whatever the case may be. What advice do you have navigating in the business space, navigating in the journalism space, for people to be able to stand up and own not just their voice, but have the confidence to operate in a business space?
Ooh, hey, hi, ke. I says yakala, I says kalang a loudspeaker, man. Having been a woman in a male-dominated industry has made me stronger. It's made me bolder. It's removed all sense of fear, and that's largely due to the fact that I was raised by men. So for me to I've spent the majority of my life in male-dominated boardrooms, studios. I mean, even most television studios, when you look around, the crew is mostly male. We need to change that. Majita, you know I love you guys, right? But we do need to change that. We need to, yes, round of applause, yes. I get excited when I see a female camera person because I think I've only had like 2 female I'm talking about commercial broadcasting, not podcasts, no disrespect to podcasts, but I mean like SABC, ENCA, ETV, like, big production companies. I've only had 2 female camera people. I know one very big director that I've worked with, female. So how my upbringing, it's all, I give all credence to my father and the men that raised me, because I never walked into a room, and this is a very important lesson for all the females in this room. And by the way, you've informed me that there's an interesting dynamic happening here.
Yeah,
we're seeing.
This is without a shadow of a doubt the most amount of women we've had attend a masterclass. So, so clearly you are doing something very, very right, and we need to keep you around.
Thank you. And thanks to you, because this is for you. You're doing this for yourselves. So how this has shaped me is that, and I want you to remember this forever. Do not identify as a female. I hope this makes sense. Don't identify as your gender. I've never walked into a boardroom as a woman. I walk into a boardroom as a professional. That's why I don't get intimidated by men or women. And also, with that said, I had a very difficult time when I entered commercial radio, right? At Metro FM, I had some difficult male employees who were not used to a woman standing her ground. And if you pay attention to commercial media, radio especially, the women are the side chicks. It's just that most people don't know the structure of the studio. The person who's running the desk is usually the man. When I got there, I didn't even know how to run the desk because I didn't study radio. I studied journalism. I studied mass media. I studied broadcasting, public relations. But I literally made it a point to learn the desk. And you see how intimidating that desk is, ne? It's got like 1,000 buttons. I didn't know what to press. But I did not go on holiday. I made sure I stayed behind because if I wanted to be treated exactly as the males and equalize myself, I'm not competing, but I want to be treated the same. Then I have to know what they know. So you take the time to inform yourself. Knowledge is power. The second thing I want to speak about is very important. This one is particularly for the females, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen to the males. Keep your legs closed. We work in a filthy industry. I don't know why it is the creative industry, particularly. It is a filthy industry. You will be tested. I know you want the job. I know you want to grow. I know you want to progress. But trust me, it will happen in God's time.
Oh man, clock it, right? That's the term.
I'm learning.
I love it, man. I love it, and I must say, this is from the amount of, I think the new age kids call it aura, ne? Yeah, aura. So the amount of energy you walk into a room with, right, and the amount of just the amount of information that you have, right? I can imagine that in the male dominated space, it can be intimidating for men sometimes, and even intimidating for men, and even intimidating for women, right? Now, this is my last question before we move onto our open session. I want to speak about confidence, right? And it's something that seems so easy to have, right? I read this thing recently that was speaking about if you are doing something that's in your purpose, then it will happen easily, right? You don't have to. A fish doesn't have to learn how to swim. A butterfly doesn't have to learn how to fly. It just does it because it's in its purpose. Which I love the fact that you're talking about purpose, and I think for you to truly harness your purpose, there's a level of conviction and confidence that you need to have. Your confidence, where does that come from?
Ooh, from God.
And have you always had it?
From God, I've not always had it. I've always had it, but I've not always known that I have it. I hope this makes sense. Everything you desire and everything that you want and need is already there. It's already there. It's already been given to you from before you were born. Your destiny was already established. Your journey, your job from the moment that you are born is to discover who you are. You know the term remember, the word remember. if you break it down, remember is to bring yourself back to yourself. It's not even about finding yourself. It's about remembering who you are. Right? So from the moment we come into this world, our entire life journey becomes about remembering who we are. So that's where my confidence comes from. And for those who don't know where to begin, because remember that it's easy to say, be confident. But the question is how?
Yeah.
So one piece of advice that I received from, oh, God bless her soul, I don't even know where she is. A lady, she was in my class in high school. Her name was Tanusha Naidu. I haven't seen her since high school, but if this gets to her, I hope it does. I used to be shy, guys. Can you believe that?
No.
You don't believe that? Everyone's like, nah, you shy. I used to be so shy. I couldn't even speak up in a classroom. I didn't have friends. I couldn't socialize. Well, I still don't have friends, but you don't. Anyway. I couldn't socialize. I was a book nerd. During break, I had a book and I was sitting alone reading books. Story of my life. Then Tanusha Naidu came to me one time. She was like one of those annoyingly intelligent girls, kids, who would get 99.9% for mathematics, and then she'd go to the teacher and say, but my 1%. You'd be like, sit down. Tanusha Naidu came to me and said to me, MASECHABA, you know, the one way you can learn to be confident, as if God sent her, you need to fake it until you make it. This is where faking it is actually a good thing. I'm giving you permission to fake it. And how this applies to confidence is that, and it's the same thing we do on radio, right? But I remember, we are human beings. So when we arrive, sometimes I'm going to have a bad day. Maybe I had a fight with my partner. Maybe my kids are stressing me out. Maybe, I just had an incident on the road with someone or whatever, and I get there. Or I'm just depressed, I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You have to psych yourself up. You need to keep an image of the person that you want to be and pretend to be that person every day. One day you'll realize that you're not pretending anymore. This is practical advice that I used that worked for me, that Tanusha Naidu gave me. Bless her soul. Whoever knows her, shout out to her.
Oh man, incredible, incredible. Now, Sister, I believe you have a session that you want us to do, right? Where you have questions
I do.
that you want to ask the crowd at large. So guys, we're going to go through her session and then afterwards we'll jump into the Q&A. Cool? All right, all right.
Thank you very much, Slim. So I want you guys to be brave. Ne? This is your opportunity. I want us to do an exercise called the mask we wear. I get. Hey, technology, sometimes.
I'm just going to give you guys, while she's looking, I'm going to give you guys.
Okay, there we go. So, but before we get into it, what 3 words do you want people to use when they describe you 10 years from now? The one who said, wow. Let's start with you. Over here, front row. It looks like that question resonated with you. Ma'am, please give us your name and please answer the question. I don't think the microphone is on.
Yeah, we just need to make sure it's on. Eh?
Just give us a
Let me
second.
do that for you.
So everyone can hear you.
So while they're just putting that together, I'm just going to let you guys know.
Yo.
Yeah, these questions are real. They're real questions. Trust me.
Good afternoon, guys. I am Tsekofatso Zingetwa. And the 3 words that I would like to be described as 10 years from now, it's confident, kind, and God-fearing. Thank you.
Confident, kind, and God-fearing.
She's aligned to you.
I love it.
You guys are just aligned.
Now, the next thing that I want to ask you, since we've got you here, Tsekofatso, please keep the microphone close, right? Because trust me, I'm moving on to other questions for other people. Now, are you currently living in a way that aligns with those 3 words? And if so, how so? Uskara shaya shaya.
To be honest, I try to be kind. I'm intentional about being kind because I know that it's difficult. Just being a human being nje kunzima, guys. And I deal with the youth every day because I'm an educator by profession. And I preach. I always tell my learners, if I'm not preaching, I am teaching or presenting.
Yes, girl. Clocking it for you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. And even though we asked Sekhofatso the question, but I want you all to reflect on that question. Take it home. I hope you made notes. Ne? This is a very important start to understanding and knowing who you are, because brands are not built on business. Brands are built on people. Never, ever, ever try and build a brand or build yourself around a brand. You have to build your brand around you, because it is not sustainable to try and be something that you are not. And then also this speaks to finding your voice. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more of who you are. So I'd like to skip through these pillars because we've covered this. Now, a big part of why we are here today is to understand that the world rewards originality, but it tests it first. I told you about how often I've been tested. Being told my hair, you can't be looking like a boy. You can't have no hair. All the girls are wearing weaves or wigs. This is the international look. This is the standard. And I chose my own standard. And I went from doing auditions to being headhunted. Yes. Standing out requires courage before it earns applause. So, the next thing I'd like to move on to, if technology allows here, is what are you sacrificing to be accepted? Can we get a hand? Yes, sir, at the back with the brown cap, please. Can we get the microphone at the back? Thank you.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
What are you sacrificing to be accepted?
Yo. You're taking no passengers today.
Testing. Sun morning, everyone. I hope you guys are good. I hope the name is Kapadia, your king of cherries and friend
Ooh,
to
well,
the
slowly. Asiswanga next.
I am your king of cherries and friend to the ladies, giving you nothing but the best vibes.
Woo!
So what am I sacrificing to be accepted? I'm sacrificing friendship. I'm sacrificing me literally dimming my light, because I'm never going to dim my light for other people. I'm sacrificing my loyalty towards my parents because of whatever they think of, whatever perception they have of me is not who I am. I know who I am, and I'm willing to sacrifice their perception of me to reach my goals.
Oh, wow. While I've got you standing, what did you say your name was?
My name is Isa.
Isa.
Yes.
Isa. So what are you doing? What are you doing in order to embrace who you are?
Well, I've always been doing it, is living in my truth, coming out, being LGBTQ from Dala, and being able to live out my who I truly am. From being in grade 7, I was able to stand out and just be like, this is who I am. And if you do not accept who I am, I'm willing to sacrifice our friendship. I'm willing to sacrifice my relationship with my family just because of I know who I am. I even started my own podcast, and me starting my own podcast was me just coming into my true self.
Good for you. Round of applause for Isa. And let me tell you, it's not even a sacrifice, by the way. Good riddance to Amen. So the next question is like, who are you? Who's brave enough to answer one of these questions over here? Who are you when nobody is watching? Who knows who they are? Can somebody stand up and tell us who they are? Yes, gal. When I'm in the orange top, you look beautiful. Stand up, tell us who you are in 60 seconds.
Hi, my name is Vincentia Noctulam Semanga. I am a PR practitioner. I am a radio broadcaster. I'm an actress. I'm an entertainer. But most importantly, I am the one that anchors the confidence within you. When you see me dance, when you hear me speak, when you see me stand up in a room, when I walk in, my aura is confidence. So I am confidence.
I love it for you.
I love this so much.
So let's talk about perceptions. You know, Slim, who we think we are and who people think we are can be two completely different
not the
things, right?
same.
So this is what we need to get to. Who do you think people think you are?
Oh, you're bringing it to me.
Yes.
I think people think I'm extroverted. I think people think I am smart. I think people think I am confident. I think people think that I have it figured out. That's what I think people think.
What do you think of him? Hi, guys. All right. Can I get a show of hands? Someone who's willing to tell us who people think you are. Yes, ma'am. In the beautiful denim, please stand up.
Can we get to the mic?
We need your name and also tell us who people think you are. What do you think is the perception about you?
Okay. Dumelang, my name is Lebogang Komani. We were just having a conversation with my friends here when we got here, and I was telling them that I appear as someone who is confident, and she was saying to me that, Lebo, you are confident, you are smart, you know how to articulate yourself. And I said to her, I'm actually someone who doesn't have that confidence that I appear to have. And sometimes when I am in rooms where I am expected to present myself and to speak for myself and to connect with people, I tend to become this person who is shy. That confidence just disappear, and I struggle to articulate myself, and I struggle to sell myself, and it breaks my heart so much because I am in this room. I could be selling myself. I could be going far, but here I am belittling myself, being shy, and just being unable to sell myself. And
I understand that.
I'm actually a ke bona gale like ngwanyana o lo na leng confidence ele. And just to cut this long story short, I also mentioned to her gore last month I was in this room with this big people. Like I was with the CEO, with the organizer of the event that I was attending, and I was supposed to ask the organizer some questions and the CEO some questions, because as an influencer, I have to interview people, talk to people. And I found myself shrinking myself and being unable to speak. Ke feel la hore nka se bolele sekgowa pila. And then I was just speaking gibberish nje ke sa e tlhaloganye. And then I was driving home. I was just beating myself up.
Lebogang, ne?
Yes.
So thank you so much for opening up and sharing, because we are all here. Round of applause for Lebogang. Every person in this room is here to grow, right? I mean, ourselves included. And
Yeah.
one of the pieces of advice that I can give you is practice. Practice daily. Take it one conversation at a time. I've been where you are, where I'm like, oh my God, I was in this room and I couldn't even speak. You just missed an opportunity. Practice speaking your truth. Practice talking to people, one person at a time. You're gonna get there. Just practice, no matter how hard it is. And it even starts with being honest. I couldn't even be honest if I didn't like something. If someone was selling me earrings, I'd end up buying things I don't even like because I'm scared to hurt your feelings. Now I'm like, this is not my style. And it's okay. But it takes practice.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. I love that. Do we have another
Yes,
question?
we do, definitely. So now, when we speak about finding your purpose, we're talking about what God planted in you, right? So
Yes.
now for many people, it's okay not to know. Sometimes you're like, what did God plant inside of me? How do I know? So the question that I have is, what problem in the world bothers you so much that you cannot ignore it? Lady with the beautiful blonde braids.
Yes. Please stand up. Please stand up for us. And then there is the mic. And then just wait for the other mic also. Ne? There we go.
Good afternoon. Firstly, I'd like to
I think
say
the mic is off.
it is on. Yeah. Good
Oh,
afternoon,
we can hear you
everyone.
now.
My name is Joanne. I call myself Joanne Purpose because
Oh,
I
wow.
know that my voice was created to assist others. Firstly, I'd like to say I'm sorry for your loss. I know it's not very easy, but you are doing very well. And she's very happy to see you continuing in this space.
Thank you.
Okay. So for me, I think the biggest thing is actually, as Africans, actually empowering our little ones, giving them the support. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of parents in here that don't even know how to be parents. I fell in love with actually showing people, or rather kids, how to actually get their voice and actually understanding that their voice belongs to them. I'm a kindergarten teacher and an owner. So for me, I see that in each and every day. So for me, I think the most important thing is our young kids, our babies. They see what we do. So the best thing that we can do is that when they come back, we actually encourage them and say, what did you do? What did you learn? I learned this. So that also gives them the confidence to actually say, you know what, I want to run home and actually learn something. So for me, the most important thing is actually having a community that is able to assist us each and every day and actually helping the little ones, you know. So you might be an uncle, you might be an aunt, even if you're not a parent, you're a parent in some way. So even also, happy Father's Day to our fathers. Happy fathers to our uncles, happy fathers to our grandpas, everybody. You guys are doing it. You are doing it so well. Even to our moms, happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day.
So I do hope that you guys can take this little piece that the little ones, they look up to us. So help them, even if you see they're having a little issue with maybe saying something, sit down and understand what the core issue is. It starts there, you giving them time. Because most of them want to run home and actually explain it, but they don't have that safe space. Be that safe space for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Powerful.
I love that.
And as we reach the end of our grilling you, no, seriously, one of the things we'd like you to reflect on as well is your gift, you know, because you know you have a gift, whether you know what it is or not. So if somebody's brave enough to tell me and Slim, what is one gift that you have, that you know you have, that you've been neglecting?
Mm.
Yes, ma'am, in the red top in the front.
All right, there's a mic coming your way now.
I
From
hope
both
there
directions.
are people I don't see. If there are, I'm going to need my team to please be our eyes and our ears. Ne? Okay, all right. Yes, ma'am. Who are you?
Sanbonani. My name is Monisa, but my stage name is Miniza's Kana Queen. I am a vocalist, an MC and a performer. My problem is that I have been belittling myself in the industry, and I know that I have a great voice. I know that I have to share some of my storytelling. Actually, lyrically, I have a problem of sharing me. So that is something that I struggle with. I usually like hide my talent in like performing other people's music. Like that is what I usually thought I was like good at, doing covers. But then ngisaba ukushare mina umculo wami nama lyrics wami nabantu bami.
Do you want to
Yabo,
share
so-
that with us today, or am I throwing you under the bus? Maybe this is the platform. Who knows?
No, I can do ngiyangiculela.
You got this, mama.
So ngirelease ingoma last year November, so iwena, so ngathanda ukuthi ni download if ever niyayithanda manje. So ngabhala ngathi imizwa yami fila wena mayibona wena ifuna wena yay. Ingqondo yami icinga wena, Nhliziyo yami shayela wena.
Yo!
Mangilele ebusuku ngiphupha wena, angifuni omunye ngifuna wena yay. Oh, ngiphilela wena, ngiphilela wena. Ngoba mayishaya, shayela wena. Isigubhu, inhliziyo yami. Mayishaya, shayela wena. Isigubhu, inhliziyo yami.
Yo!
Wow.
Oh my God, you're so good. Even the people who are meant to take the mic forgot that they were working. Focus, focus.
That was incredible. Yo. Man, that was incredible. So I'm gonna take a bit of a leap here. I'm gonna ask if once the session is done, for having the confidence that you chose to do what you're doing, can we give you a free studio session? Courtesy of AMSA. Courtesy of AMSA, give you a free recording session, right? And maybe we can speak to Tembela to see if we can shoot that, right? But that was amazing. That was truly, truly amazing.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you for having the courage to do what you did. I want to create more opportunities for you guys to engage. So I'm going to move right on over to the closing reflections. But before we do, there are two people who want to say something. I see one hand there. I see another hand there at the back, Mr. Ntete, and also the person in the front. And also, okay, the lady holding the mic, please stand up. I think we're just going to get into our Q&A session.
You want to do the Q&A straight?
Yeah, let's
All
go
right,
straight
cool.
into it. Yeah, and also please, if they can give everybody an opportunity. to ask.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I mean, we've done our questions. So anybody that wants to ask a question now, they're open to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
My name is Katlego Appies, and I too am a PR consultant. And first things first, MASECHABA, it is an absolute honor to be in your presence. I grew up watching you, and that sounds weird because we're not even 10 years apart.
You make me feel so old. I was about to say you and cookies.
I grew up watching you. For me, this is a full circle moment. And I want to take this opportunity to say that. I did not always have confidence as well. Grew up with dental imperfections, but I watched you on those TV screens with those teeth, doing the most.
What are you saying, Mama Teeth?
Girl, we know you.
No, yeah, I do have cricket teeth. Yes, yes.
So an absolute honor. Respect you so much. You touched on faking it till you make it. I just want to say that faking it till you make it is a metaphor for practice and delusional faith. And not only should you fake it till you make it, but it's absolutely imperative that you understand that it's a God-given gift. The opportunity to be here, the time and space you are given to fake it until you make it has nothing to do with fake. It's
Delusional
a metaphor.
faith.
It's delusional faith.
I've got a new term.
Yes.
I hope we all write that down. Delusional faith.
Delusional faith.
And you know what that speaks to? Having faith means what? It means taking the next step even when you cannot see the entire staircase.
Absolutely.
Girl, you are
Absolutely.
wonderful.
I live by the quote, unicorns do exist, because I believe it's very difficult for a black and white canvas to home color. And we're all bursts of color. And it's impossible to let your light shine if you are going to want to exist in black and white. So to all of you here today, well done for showing up for yourself. Well done for showing up for yourself. That shade of pink, that shade of yellow is a little bit brighter today.
Amazing.
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
Amazing. All right. The next question, can we go to him over there?
we'll go to the gentleman there in the gray, then we'll go to the gentleman in the black jacket at the back with the glasses. The cutie pie there at the back.
Okay, Miss, it's pleasure to see you in front of me because I'm coming from Fuleni, Queenstown. Even if I am here in the studio, I'm coming from Orange Farm, and they give me 30 rand to come here to see you, and then this is what I want to share with you, what I have into my heart. That's to show the world, even everybody. And bonu sister Kanoni, bonu Naomi, enhlizweni yami ukuvele kuthi khenxa ngathi kwa ikoini, hlingathi danoni, macaroni, emixwe nemayoni yoni, ubuhle bakhe bukhosta ibillioni, xa ndingamboni, ndibali raste lahlekelwe nqotyi, ingase ndingafonela usisi monki, ndimxelela ukuba ndimkhethe ngibotyi, funa bengimakoti, ekhaya emonti, siphume sithi cofi, xa sifike cofi, sifike sihlale phezu kwesofi, ngenzela ikofi, ndimthanda xa ingajoki, lobola soze ndingayikhokhi, noba ndithe qompi.
I love it. I love it.
My dream is to make advert for mayonnaise, cause I call it a mayoni.
Oh, I love it. Love it. My Yoni. Oh, I'm a boy. Oh, okay, let's settle down. Let's settle down for the next question.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Hey, my guy, you just reminded us of Pitch Black Afro.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to join Uslim or Sister, the one who was singing there, Guti. I would like to produce just one song for free for her.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you see, the devil is definitely a liar. Murimu upalabaloi. And then I don't know if you guys know who that is, but that is a multi-award-winning composer, musician, artist. Universal Music. He was signed with Sony. He's the #1 songwriter in Africa. His name is Ndete.
Shout out.
And he also happens to be my husband.
Clock it.
Woo,
Love
I'm having
it.
too
Love
much
it.
fun.
Do we have any other questions? Oh, there's so many. So we're going to go here, and then we'll go next to you, and then we'll go to Sisi at the back. Nah? All right.
Hi, my name is Rupumelo Balointombi. I'm Tsongangwa Kaizeni Sloholo Sakali Puland Ralocha. I am a journalist, a qualified journalist. Overall creative, I would say. I think what I would like to ask you is, how do you stand for truth, especially in the world that we live in? It is so easy to get caught up in your own beliefs and thoughts. And it's easy to go with the wind, if you will, especially when you are in certain organizations. But then how do you stand for the truth and still be the voice of the voiceless without losing self?
Ooh, that is a beautiful question. So you are right about the fact that it's easy to go with the wind. It's actually easier, because it's the easiest thing to do, especially when you work with organizations. Why do you think I've left so many jobs, guys? Honestly. So how I stand my truth, it requires a lot of courage. If there's anything I would ask you to pray for when you go to bed at night, is to pray for courage. Pray for faith. You have to trust the process. Anything that requires more of you than who you are. Anything that requires you to compromise who you are, or to compromise your integrity, or to compromise your purpose, is too much of a compromise.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. Let it go. Now, it's easier said than done, because a lot of us have responsibilities, right? Not whether you have babies or not. I've got babies, but even if not, we've got families. There's something that they call black tax. We've got to look after our family members. Like, hey, sithwele kanzima, guys. So before you do anything, you have to think 100 times about many different people. But all that I implore you is to put yourself first. It's not being selfish. It is making sure that you have the strength, that you have the stability, and that you've got the power to make changes. You can't make changes from a position of weakness. You can't negotiate with the world from a position of weakness. You need to find your strength. You need to stand on your feet, and you need to be exactly who you were meant to be. And then you can come back into the world on your own terms. You can control your narrative, and you can own your truth.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Can we have the next question?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bipelo, and I am an aspiring broadcaster. My question speaks on visibility. And you, since you said you suffered from imposter syndrome, how do you know when to trust your voice?
Oh, oh, you guys are not, wow. Hey, you said I was coming with it today. You guys are coming with it today. How do you, oh my goodness. This is a very difficult question to answer, and it's one that I'm faced with every single time I have to make a decision, whether it's got to do with a contract, whether it's about saying yes to a particular job or an opportunity where I'm required to be visible. And sometimes it's even about relationships, friendships, romantic relationships. How do you know, right? All I can tell you is that I pray about everything. Prayer is at the center of everything that I do. I don't make rash decisions. That's the first thing. So even for the biggest things that I've ever done in my life, when I received a phone call, for instance, from the former Minister of Arts and Culture, who called me, headhunted me to be his spokesperson.
What?
I had to ask him with respect to, can I pray about it? I didn't say, can I sleep on it? I said, can I pray about it? Because the decisions that I make are not based on my head. Your head can deceive you. That's why we're in so many the wrong relationships. Many of you here need to reevaluate where you are, because you either followed your heart or you followed your head, and one of them deceived you, or you followed other things and then one of them deceived you. So for me, I'm spirit-led about everything I do. There's no straightforward answer to that question, but to say you have to trust your voice inside, because God doesn't come down from the heavens and speak to us. God is inside of you.
Wow, incredible, incredible. Oh, I think the next question is the lady over there. Then we'll move to you here and then here, nah? All right.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, MASECHABA.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
It's lovely to actually attend your masterclass, and I've learned a lot. And it's an honor to actually see you in person, because I've really looked up to you for the longest of times, and I really love your work, really.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So my name is Mandy Zwane, and I am a presenter, host, and MC as well. I've been hustling in this industry for the longest of times. I think it's been over 12 years now. And I just have a very important question. And I even noted it down so that I don't miss a beat. So my goal is to actually build a media brand with national impact, similar to the path that you carved for yourself, right? And looking back at your journey, what would you advise someone like me to focus on in the next 24 months to actually accelerate growth without skipping the fundamentals? Thank you.
Ooh, thank you for that question. What did you say your name was?
It's Mandy Zwane. Mandy with an I.
Mandy with an I. I
Yeah.
love that. My first piece of advice would be to build your team. Because if you want to go far, you need good people around you. You actually need people who know more than you do. That's the first tip. You know, so many of us are intimidated to even be next to someone who has more knowledge about us in a certain field. How I built my brand and how I built my media business in particular, I had people who were left, front, and center around me who specialized in areas that I perhaps did not know as much about, right? Your knowledge is limited. And besides that, it is important that you focus on the things that you are strong at, right? As opposed to trying to be a jack of all trades. Because I promise you, if you look around, all these people who are doing everything and trying to be everything, you are the driver, you are the production assistant, you are the researcher, you are the PA, you are the, how far do they get? Not very far, right? Yes. So you find people who believe in your vision and people who are willing to grow with you. Because let's be honest, capital is always an issue. How do you pay people salaries? But there will always be people who are willing to grow with you so that you can build something that will eventually be profitable to everybody.
Yes. Incredible. Can I just add to what MASECHABA was saying around? I would add to say, work. We get obsessed with a time where you need to work smart. I think, and everybody forgets to work hard. I know it sounds simple, but before you want to learn how to work smart, I advise that you work hard. Because once you work hard, you're then able to, once you're working smart, you know all the hard parts. But once you are so focused on, I just want to work smart, I want to work smart, there's all these missing things that you will not be able to know, which are the fundamentals that you're looking for. So the fundamentals are in working hard. And then once you work hard, you're then able to work smart.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You actually have to earn the right to work smart. Because come to
100%.
think of it, for us to get to where we were able to work smart, we worked our asses off.
100%.
We worked hard,
Yeah.
and we worked for almost nothing. We had to build, we had to put in the work, we had to pay our dues. And then now, because you know the game, like there's nothing you can tell me about. I mean, I started as a runner at Urban Brew Studios. I was
Yeah.
making tea, I was labeling tapes, I was doing anything and everything. And then eventually I went from a runner to really pushing Dani and saying, give me a chance, I'm a writer. I can write these scripts. And then being a script writer, doing research, becoming a researcher, then eventually becoming a fully fledged television producer, director, the list is endless, to eventually executive producer and owning my own business, because I know everything from the floors that I had to clean all the way through to the top.
100%.
Yeah,
I
you
love
got it.
that. I love that. So, Sissy, we're coming to you, ne? I missed someone, sorry. So, Sissam at the back.
Big hand there in the green jacket. She's about to jump up and down.
Hi, I was MASECHABA. What a beautiful woman you are.
Oh, thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank
You know, I was sitting here and observing. I'm a person who observes a lot. So my name is Bobby Nkwana-Tsakane. I'm a certified neurolife coach. I'm a
Sorry, your name
mindset.
was what? Slowly, please.
Bobby Nkwana-Tsakane. I am a certified neurolife coach. I'm a mindset mentor, and I'm a radio host as well. In the work that I do, I tend to realize that it doesn't matter how educated you are, how talented you are, how knowledgeable you are. But as human beings, we have a limiting story, or a story that was created within us, you know, programmed when we were young, or by the society or by our family, that is running on autopilot. And that story determines if we make it or not. And I'm very interested in finding out what was your story that is still running on autopilot. And as I was listening to you, even when it comes to speaking to Urban Brew owner, there was a story that was going through your head. That story is the one that actually made you get what you want. So I want to know, I'm very, very curious. I want to get deeper into your mind to find out what is that story that is running and is still running today, and you are able to achieve everything that you've always known that you deserved. And secondly, sorry for the deep questions. Secondly, I want to find out, most of the time we think we have to control the outside for us to receive what we want. but it's the internal world that actually aligns with what we want. I want to know the daily habits that you got addicted to, it's actually making you align with the things that you've ever wanted.
You
Those
are.
are some powerful questions.
She's definitely a neuro life coach. All right. So to answer your first question, whew, what a question! My God, hey, I never expected it. So, we adopt our parents' habits, right? And they unknowingly poison us. Ne? They unknowingly poison us. And it's not to say our parents are monsters or to take away from their legacy, right? But they didn't know what they didn't know. And when you know better, you do better, right? That's why we must strive to be conscious parents, right? So the first thing is I realized that my mother was a very humble person, almost at fault, and also to the point where I had to redefine humility for myself. Being humble is not tolerating nonsense. Being humble is not accepting less than what you are worth. That's not humility. Being humble is not allowing people to take advantage of you or to take you for granted. That's not humility. And being humble is certainly not playing with your bag. Right? So I think because I was raised by a woman who would take the shirt off her back, I've seen her do it. I mean, there's a time when a woman complimented her on something she was wearing and she took it off and gave it to her. That was my mom. So, and people don't reciprocate, generally speaking. But I don't expect people to be like you. So one of the things I realized I had to shake off, it's actually two things. That's the first thing, was my definition of humility, because I'm the person who grew up always putting other people first to the point where I struggle to buy anything for myself. If I have money, I'm going to think about the people around me first. My kids, my family, you understand? And it almost feels like a sin, like I'm doing something wrong when I'm actually spending money on myself. I still struggle with that today. So guys, when you see me and you got money, please spoil me.
I love it. I love it.
And then the second thing as well, which I've had to learn, I've had to learn this absolutely the hard way, is when I talk about not playing with your bag, you need to understand your value and not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Guys, we come from a generation where our parents would be, as long as you had a job, just like, understand? So I had to understand, you've got to be able to look someone boldly in the face and tell them your price and be able to say thank you, but no thank you. So thank you for that question. I hope I answered it. There was another one.
The other one was the daily habits. Nah?
Oh, yes.
So what daily habits
So my
do you-
daily habits that I started applying that really helped me was daily affirmations, where I would type or write even, you can even write with a pen and put it wherever you see it when you wake up in the morning, right? And my affirmation was, every day in every way, it's getting better and better.
Every day in every way. I love that. I love that. Next question is the lady over here. Then we're gonna move on to you, and then there's someone at the back as well. Nah? Cool.
It was meant to be a lady, but it's not a lady. Sanbonani.
What happened?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Good afternoon to everyone. Kamala Mulinda Simelane, and I'm the founder and managing director of 1967 Media. It is a marketing and communications agency. MASECHABA, you look absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And thank you so much for being such an inspiration to all of us who are here, because we definitely made the time because we really wanted to hear what you have to say. Having lost both parents 2 years apart, navigating grief and being able to pick yourself up, I'd like to know, how have you, so recent, managed grief in between trying to live and make sure that that doesn't affect your mental health?
Thank you for that very powerful question. You said your name was? Linda. Thank you, Linda, for that question. So I recently learned a term called compartmentalizing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't want to lie. But I've been processing the grief slowly. Because if I had to process it all at once, I don't think I would survive. So at the beginning of the journey of my mom's passing, I blocked it out, to be honest with you. I put on my soldier cap and I had to lead and I had to plan a funeral and I had to comfort people. And even they were shocked to go to her, Sisi. We're supposed to be comforting you. But I had to because I needed to give my mom a dignified funeral. That's the first thing. And then now as I go, I do whatever I need to do to cope, And this is just real talk. You know what I mean? If I need to have a glass of wine, I will have a glass of wine. If I need to go to sleep, I will go to sleep. If I need to pray, I will pray. But all I know is that I've reached a point where I can actually I can talk to her. I'm a very spiritual person. And I believe, and this is what keeps me going, that my mother didn't die. She transitioned. She's transcended. She's sitting in the lap of the Lord. She's right up there with Jesus. So I talk to my mom every day, and that gives me comfort. And I know she guides me in every step that I take.
Love that. Love that. Wow. Next question is over here. Then we're gonna go to the back. There's a question with the lady in the green.
I'm so sorry. Wait, I'm so sorry. Linda, I just want to say I'm sorry about your loss. I cannot imagine what it's like to lose two parents in a space of 2 months and still be here to talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they're both proud of you. Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. So we'll go to Siswamna, and then after it's the lady in the green. Then there's one more person at the back. Oh, two more people at the back. All right, cool. And then back here. Okay, cool.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosalind Twane. Just to humble you, I lost mine in a space of 4 months. Yeah. So I'm an aspiring podcaster. I'm looking forward to do a podcast where I interview couples in what do you call it? Intercultural and interracial relationships. So I aspire to do that. And thank you, MASECHABA, so much for this session. We normally grew up watching Beauty and the Beast, whereby behind beauty there must be a beast, but you are beauty in the brains.
Ooh, louder for the ones at the back. Thank you.
So my question is, M Studios, how do they empower women entrepreneurs? In so saying that I'm an entrepreneur, I sell weaves and perfume. So I have a brand that is not doing very well. The reason why I want to start the podcast, because I know with the podcasters, they have advertisements, right? So we are planning an event in September on the 27th. We call it Sip and Scent. We will be showcasing our products as women. So we want to invite all aspiring entrepreneurs and women in business to gather in one space and encourage one another. And for the ticket to sell, we also don't have a face that is much influential that will make the ticket. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I see where this is going.
So my humble plea is, would MASECHABA even consider to be the face of our event? Would M Studio also afford us the opportunity to utilize the venue? Thank you very much.
All right. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I think you go first.
Okay.
Thank you.
Firstly, Sissy, thank you for your question. I wouldn't be your host if I don't do this, right? We'll see what we could. Before I answer the question, his story was his story. Yeah. So we also respect your story, but let's not degrade his story. about the passing of his family, and that's his. And sorry to yours also. I don't want it to seem like I'm choosing a side. No, I'm just saying that we've opened the platform today for every story to matter. So let's not put words that in any way can make anyone else's story seem less. Meh? So because we're here to teach each other, right? So now I'm just touching on that from a first perspective. Né? Then regarding the event itself, I mean, empowering women, that's what you asked first. The brilliant part is next week, we are actually, I don't know when this is going to come out as a masterclass, but for anybody who's here and on the stream, right? Next week, we are having a speed networking session. So speed networking is like speed dating, but for networking. So you get to, and it's based for entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur that's looking for investors, if you're an entrepreneur looking for new clients, or if you just want to learn how to scale your business, that's going to be a session where you get to meet other entrepreneurs, other investors, and they may be able to assist with any type of help that you may need. From us, if you have an ABSA account and you have a proposal that speaks to the community and empowering the community, because that's at the base of what we do. If you have a proposal that does that, we are more than happy to look at it and consider having the space for you to do your event. Make sense? All right, all right.
Thank you so much for that. So to answer your question, there is a lovely lady by the name of Zoe who is in this room. Is she's here? Okay, so there she is right there with the glasses. Please raise your hand, Zoe. So Zoe is my brand strategist, and she's the lady that you should talk to, who's part of my team. Ne? All right, my sweetheart. Thank you very much. And
then on to the next question. I think there's the lady in the green. Oh, wait.
Hello.
Okay, there. I'm going to come to you. We're going to come back here. You gave your question away. You were like the person behind me. So, and that lady's been jumping around. So we're going to come back. I promise we're going to come back. So we're going to do the lady at the back, then you in green. Then there's one more at the back, then we're coming back in the front. Cool? All right.
Hello to everyone. My name is Sino Vuyombele, and I am a broadcaster, a musician, and I can say I'm an all-rounder. So, MASECHABA, my question is, I have two quick questions. I think these questions, it's what I actually struggle with. I've been struggling with this for I can say 4 years. So the first question is, number one, what do you identify as if you want to wear many hats and you are able to? I want to be a radio presenter, I want to be an actress, and then when you go and sell yourself to someone, and then they ask you, what do you want to do? How do you say it that I want to be everything? I mean, I want to be in front of the screen. I want to be,
oh my darling, you can do it all.
Yeah. So how do you actually tell them that I want to do everything? Especially because with me, I have a degree in film. So I was mostly behind the scenes. But now I've discovered that I actually like being on screen. So how do I explain that to them? And then also the second question is, how do you bounce back? For instance, if you've done something and then people criticized you, you were in the limelight and then everything just went down. And then having to bounce back with power again and try to not get the noise to get to you. How do you do that on a daily basis? How do you try and be that strong? Because it's really hard, especially in a music industry, when you've worked with big people, when you've been in studio with big people, but then now having to come back and prove yourself once again that I'm actually good at this, and motivate yourself too that, girl, you good. How do you do that?
Thank you for that question. I'm going to start with the second question and then I'll go to the first question. So to answer your question about the second question, just because I'm not on radio right now, it doesn't mean I stop being a radio broadcaster. When I introduce myself, I am MASECHABA. I am a radio and television broadcaster. I am a publicist. I'm a PR practitioner. I am a life coach. So you first and foremost need to be clear. And this goes to your first question. You need to be clear about who you are. So that when you walk into a room and a person asks you, you don't say, I want to do everything. You say, I am a filmmaker, I am an actress. And you list everything in detail of who you know you are. There is no shame in that. Girl, all you are is multi-talented.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And then what was the second question?
I've already answered the
Oh,
second
you-
question. So I started with that question. So just to recap, ne? Just because I am not on radio, it doesn't mean I am no longer a
Yes.
radio broadcaster. When I left Newsroom Africa 4 or 5 weeks ago, people came to me in tears saying, "Why did you leave TV?" I said, "Child, I've not left TV. I left a show."
I love that. I love that. All right. The next person is the lady in green, eh?
Yeah.
And then the other lady in green, and then we're coming forward.
Can I stand? Sanmanani, hello everyone. My name is Mbali. I'm a writer. I also help people publish books. So, Sis MASECHABA, if you're ready to write your book, I'm your gal.
Yes, gal.
Okay. But my question is, Sis MASECHABA, you spoke about days where you can barely get out of bed. Let's talk about mental health in the industry. It's not easy. What other ways or practical ways where you prioritize your mental health? Like, what do you do to prioritize your mental health?
Thank you for that question. What is your name again? I might come to you, Mbali, when I'm ready to write my book. It's been a long time coming. So mental health is a very big conversation, and I'm so glad that we are touching on it. I've not always been okay. People don't know that I once had a full-blown panic attack. I didn't even know what that was until it happened when I was live on air. And I felt like I was about to die. I couldn't breathe. They literally, like the whole building came to a standstill. They had to play repeats. Only one person tweeted and said how MASECHABA was there 1 minute, next minute they're playing programs. What's going on? I really thought it was witchcraft. My doctor was like, "It's a panic attack. Breathe, breathe." This was when my mom was ill and when she was dying. And I didn't realize how much I was going through because, you know, when you have to wake up, you got to do what you got to do. You got kids, you got a husband, you got family, you got a job, you've got a nation, you know, to lead. So I was not paying attention to what was happening inside of me, and it caught up with me eventually. And I found myself on anxiety medication that by God's grace, I've gotten off of. I'm not saying there's any, I'd like, do what you gotta do, right? But for me, I think it's a huge milestone that I'm not on them. And for that short period, I did what I had to do, you know? And also the most important thing about mental health is you have to talk, guys. You need to have someone that you can confide in. Because I wasn't really talking. Because one of the bad traits that I inherited was one of the ladies at the back. It was you, Miss Neuro Life Science, who asked me a very difficult question about the things that are embedded and that I had to shake off. And I'm paraphrasing, but one of them was, I've always been afraid to ask for help. So you need people in your life who understand you. Yes, you can't expect people to be psychics, but you need to get to the point where you ask for help. Like baby or whoever it is, your friend, your life partner. I'm not okay today, you know, I need a hug, or I just need to lie down, or and check out, hey? Like there are days when I don't even answer my phone. There are a lot of days when I don't answer my phone. Because the phone, he'd be like, hey, Lanje, like, yo, God, guys. I'm an introvert. So the things that can trigger my, you know, like feeling destabilized. And I just put my phone on silent, you know? So there are many things you can do to protect your mental health. Cut people out. Also, can we make a habit of just cutting ties with toxicity?
Oh, I love that. I love that 100%, right? Right. Once. Okay, all right. So we have the lady in the back now. Then we're gonna come here, 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 and then this is our last question, right? So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that's the last one. All right. Then our Q&A is done. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Perfect. Perfect. Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Khomokhatle. My question is towards AMPD Studios. So I went through a season where I was sick for around 6 weeks with endometriosis. And my family went through a lot, emotionally, mentally, and financially. And my uncle said to me, "We've been going through your sickness for over 10 years now. You need to start speaking. There's more women who are going through what you are going through, and they need to know how we deal with it, how you deal with it individually, and how we deal with it as a family." So endometriosis has to do with fibroids, terrible period pains, heavy periods, exhaustion, fatigue, you know. And I just started off with a simple video on TikTok in March, which is Endometriosis Awareness Month. And I was just overwhelmed with the amount of responses from women who were going through this, you know. And like MASECHABA said, I need a team, I need help to speak, you know. I need to be able to make an impact to other women. People WhatsApp me, they send me emails, they want to share their stories, but I've got a full-time job. I come back home tired, exhausted. Thanks to my mom for carrying me. You know, sometimes I knock off at 8, sometimes at 6. It's a lot. I really, really, really need a team to make an impact. I haven't even gotten to the money stage. I just want to help. Thank you.
All right. I think from our side, I don't know if you were here in the beginning, I mentioned that the space, there's a paying rate for the space, but there's also a free model, right? And that's powered by APSO, which means if you want to come in and shoot content, the team is here to shoot. So the team that you're talking about, you can find the team here at AMP. We give you the resources, but we also give you the team to be able to shoot the content for you. You'll just have to find an editor. From the exhaustion part, right, from a strategy perspective, I would say with content, remember now one of the highest commodities in our society is attention. So one of the hardest things is to grab and keep people's attention, right? So our sessions are an hour long. In that hour, don't focus on doing one full video, because as much as the information is powerful, sometimes the people don't know who it's coming from, right? They may not be able to give you the entire hour. Start with 2-minute videos. You book 1 hour session and you do 10 videos. Do you know what I mean? And if you're able to do 10 videos, that is then going to give you an opportunity to then have 10 weeks worth of content. So if you book the APSO room for free, right, you're then able to you shoot 10 videos, and in those 10 videos, you drop a video each week. But that's going to require you to have a lot of preparation, right? So you maximize that hour that you do have. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I don't know if the APSO, Bianca, or the APSO people still here? Yeah, so you can just literally speak to the APSO people about having an APSO account, and that literally gets you the space for free. And getting the space for free also means getting access to the team and the resources absolutely for free. So I hope that helps. Cool? Yeah. Also, guys, MASECHABA, I just needed the bathroom. She hasn't disappeared, right? She just needed. That's what I was asking her. So for now, before we ask any questions to her, is there anyone else in this time period that has a question for AMP related rather? Let me say, does anyone have a question AMP related? Okay, cool. You have some stuff? Nikita? Okay, cool. No problem. Last question. Okay, cool. All right. All right, cool. So I just want to reiterate to you guys that. So before the session started, we had the part A where you could tell your story of when your voice mattered. So after this session, right, you are able to go into that room and also tell your story again in a point where your voice mattered. And by your voice mattering, that doesn't mean it has to have impacted 1,000 people. That could have impacted one person, 5 people, right? But we want to hear your story, right? And then part B, we had a discussion earlier, and that discussion was around picking your battles. So we're gonna have another discussion, but this time the discussion is going to be around keeping the same personality, or a discussion around personality between digital and physical. So the person that you are physically, is that the same person that you are digitally, and strategies around that, right? Does that make sense? So if you guys are interested in having those conversations, you guys can be in pod B, all right? Cool. Ooh, that's my phone. Sorry about that. Oh, so now back to the Q&A. I hope you feel better. Release it.
I'm sorry, guys. I needed to pee.
So our next question was the lady in the front, nah? All right, cool.
All right, thank you so much. My name is Lihi Zulu Vondisa. I am from the East Rand. Okokuqala, ngicela ukubonga lethuba.
So this is how we can just have the mic, nah?
Yes. Ngicela ukubonga leli thuba lokuba semseni wakho, MASECHABA. I don't know how to explain myself. I'm a creative person. I started off as a poet, and then I left that. Now I'm a voiceover artist. I'm a children's story writer and a storyteller. Yes, I also do beadwork. I do crafting. I don't know how to explain myself, but that. And being a creative person, sometimes the ideas get too much in my head. I feel very overwhelmed, and I have this belief, Yobuti, I can do everything as Zam. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to end. I don't know where to start. And sometimes motivation leaves me. And when that motivation leaves, it leaves with discipline. Now I don't get to do anything. My question is, how do I build the confidence? How do I maintain that confidence to stay creative and inspire every day? Because I have kids that I'm working with. I don't know how to inspire them or what to say to them, because as I did logo, and I don't know how to articulate them or how to articulate myself. Yeah, that's a question. Thank you.
Wow, I think that's amazing. Round of applause. Bati?
That's a beautiful name.
Oh, that's a very beautiful name.
Yes.
Wow. Does it mean like beautiful heaven? Sure. Hey, that's big. So firstly, it's just to understand, the first thing is that success or purpose are not dictated by motivation, right? They're dictated by commitment. So anything that's been planted inside of you doesn't mean just because God gave it to you that you're going to wake up feeling motivated every single day. In fact, the people with the greatest gifts are actually the ones who are usually up against the biggest devils. You know how they say new level, new devil? Often, have you noticed, often the people with the greatest gifts inside of them are the ones who will be tested the most, right? Because what you have is God-given, and it's very special. So it requires a lot of commitment. And when I say commitment, I mean, you need to come up with rituals that work for you. Whether you are lighting a white candle every day with water, or uyaphatha, or uyatandaza, or anything that you need to do, whether you go to the gym, whether you take a walk, whether you take a jog, whether you have a glass of wine, or whether you are someone who has a diary, because that's something that sustained me throughout my entire life. You need to make sure that you don't allow the devil to win. Because the devil targets us through our consciousness. So it will attack your self-esteem, where you get demotivated because you feel like, I'm not getting anywhere. You know, God, why did you give me this gift if it's not going to feed me? You know? I mean, at some point, my husband stopped singing. I mean, I mentioned Ntete. Shout out to Ntete, guys. Round of applause.
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
He stopped. He's the number one. Like he's got the most amazing voice of any male I've ever heard in the world. I'm not just saying this because he's my husband. Okay. If you hear his voice, you'll know what I mean. I would ask him to sing, but I don't think we can't afford him. So for 6 years, when he was asked by Universal Music in an interview that they were doing when he was about to release his latest body of work, why did you stop singing for 6 years? Because he went underground and decided to start developing artists, but he gave up on his own gift. And he said, because I was angry at God. Why would you give me this gift if I'm going to suffer? But remember that's the devil. So push through, sis. Whether you feel like it or you don't, because it's not about how you feel. It's about what has been entrusted in you. And they say, to whom much is given? Much is expected. Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Love that. So we are on to our second last question. Oh, third. It's you then. Okay, cool. Third last question.
Hola, my name is Alvira Desharadish, and I would like tips from both of you. Tips on energy. You've been very vibrant, and thank you for giving such amazing energy. I want to know, how do you keep it up? You've been here for almost an hour, and you still have that energy. How do you keep it up? That's number one. Number two, I would like to know, you've been in broadcast, spend a lot of time reading brief and having to present that information. Sometimes the information you have to present, it's not your areas of expertise. How do you come on stage, present that information, and what tips do you use to make sure that you don't forget the key points you need to present to us? Thank you.
Oh, those are brilliant questions. Thank you so much. So starting with the second question, in the field that we are in, whether it's broadcasting, whether you are an MC, whether you are an entertainer, even as a musician, we have a lot of information that we have to take in. I always ask myself the same question about singers. Did you know that Whitney Houston never even wrote one song? Not even one song. And I've always asked myself, how did she remember the lyrics if she didn't write the song? But how did she also sing it with so much passion?
Yes.
So to answer your question, in my field, in my life, in my experience, number one, I don't take work that doesn't resonate with me. If it doesn't resonate with me, I will not be able to carry it authentically, right? I've written most of the scripts of the shows that most of the shows that are presented are produced, by the way, which is what most people don't know. Produced or co-produced. Thank you. But even if I'm not producing the show, I'm not going to take on work that does not resonate, because if it doesn't resonate with me, I cannot embody it, I cannot own it. And that's number two. You need to own your work. Whether someone else wrote it, you need to own it. You've got to put in the work. You've got to study. I've had interviews right at the beginning of my career. You spoke about hard work. Yeah. When I was hosting a weekend live, right? Producing 5 days a week, full-time, then presenting, anchoring on the weekend as a news anchor, doing interviews. Sometimes one day I'd be interviewing a scientist. You know the biggest compliment, a scientist or a politician the next day? The biggest compliment I ever received was from a scientist, Slim, who said to me at the end of the conversation, "Are you a scientist?" I'm like, what? Oh, wow. That's how good the interview was, because I studied. What did I know about the conversation before the interview was presented to me? Nothing. I did the work, I did the reading. So you gotta know it. And the other thing is, I don't believe in cramming. One of the things we used to do in high school when we're studying for exams, how many of you remember half the stuff you studied in high school?
Yeah.
Because never cram.
Yeah.
But when you study to really learn, for the knowledge to stay, that's how you remember. And the second, and you can't convince anyone if you didn't put in the work,
Yeah.
right? Because then you're regurgitating somebody else's words on a script.
Yes.
Then the second thing, to answer your question about how I'm still standing after you guys have grilled me for 2 hours, because I'm doing what I love.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. Love that. Just to add to what MASECHABA was saying there regarding preparation, right? From a hostess perspective, the one thing I get asked a lot after the session, hey, how do you? And my biggest advice, and this I got from Dan Corder, right? I asked him, how do you conduct an interview? And he said, ask the first question and then remain in the moment. Stay in the moment. We have at least 15 questions we didn't answer, but the first thing I said when I met Usisi, I said, this is your show, right? How do I help you curate your show? Understand when it's your dream and understand when you're a part of someone else's dream.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That is so powerful.
And this is not my moment, this is her moment. I can expand here and here, right, to further explain things, but this is her moment. So as someone who's being a host, right, you memorize, you sit up. My team knows. I left here at 10 o'clock last night because we had another event. I got home and I did as much research as possible, and I slept at 2 to be here, to make sure that I am prepared, because preparation shows that I respect you guys and that I respect her. Make sense? All right.
Thank you.
All right, so we're on our last question. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Hi, everyone. Igama lam ndinguNezi Somoko, but you can call me Miss Naz.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have a question. I just want to send a shout out to M Studios and Absa and to you, Mother of the Nation, for making time for us. I feel like these are such important opportunities. We need these opportunities, and M Studios and Absa are giving these opportunities to us for free. I don't have a question, guys. I feel like everyone has covered the questions that I have, but I want to say this is such a great opportunity for us. And thank you very much for making time, because we need such opportunities.
Beautiful. I think that's the right way to close it. So this is from the people who still have questions. I don't know if some of you are going to be available for at least another 5 minutes after, but of course we need to wrap up because you are in production, guys. So I think that was the last question for today. I think Nikita, you wanted to just make a mention.
So firstly, hello everyone, I'm Nikita, I'm part of the production team at M Studios. MASECHABA, you are phenomenal and so
Absolutely,
powerful.
round of applause.
Honestly, it has been the greatest masterclass, so educational and so powerful, and it even got me emotional. Some parts I was sitting on the stairs, I was like, oh. And also just the confidence that you gave all the ladies to stand up and say their piece. It was amazing. And also so many women in here today. Thank you, guys. Normally the studio is packed with testosterone. Today, it has been warm and comforting and just so beautiful. So thank you to every single one of you. Also, a very special shout out to our MC on stage. It is his birthday today. So let's all wish Slim a happy birthday.
Thank you so. You guys are gonna make me emotional. Jeez. Oh man. Yo, don't go there. But on a real level, guys, ladies, thank you so much. MASECHABA, this has been one of the most impactful masterclasses that we have had, right? I think this, the we always aim that people leave the masterclass with the right tools, and these tools can be AI tools or whatever the case may be. But I think you've breathed life into so many people here today, and that doesn't just happen. You're not lying when you say you're a spiritual person. I think we can feel that in the room. Thank you for all the information. Thank you for the insights. I think it was an incredible masterclass. I want to say thank you to the production team. A big thank you to Nikita. A big thank you to Bianca. A big thank you to the AM staff. They were here till late last night and they're back here in high level production. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to the team at ABSA that is here and the team that's not here for making this happen. And lastly, thank you to you guys and ladies for showing up early and taking the time to be here and asking questions that don't just affect you, but affect the people around you, right? And really being wanting to grow. Thank you so much. I think this was an incredible session. From M Studios, we want to say thank you for coming here. We want to say thank you for respecting yourself. We want to say thank you for chasing your dream. Continue to chase your dream. Continue to fail forward. And like that lady said, be or move with delusional faith. We are M Studios and we are out.